front that easily, because yes, he has Unbreakable Will to pop in those fights, get almost unkillable, but against the poke composition, it doesn't really work that well. You need a tank to soak.
And Flask Airwalk's going to come help him clean up some farm. And Unlimited stops Gosu Pepper in his tracks, knocks him up. Boss Bomb going to connect on two. Unlimited pulled in as Forgiven. Now has to back away. Dangerous moves for both these as Diamond Prox comes in to look for Young Buck Part 2. No flash, that's got to be it. And in an explosion of the barrel, Cabochard picks up and blood.
That was due to really good lane control rather by Cabochard. He pushed in the lane, let it bounce back. Young Buck couldn't do anything but farm his creeps, and he saw that wave move away from him. Then Diamond Prox coming in with the return gang. Young Buck probably should have played a little more careful. Flash Pulverize here from Unlimited.
Yep, he's pushing his luck just a little bit, and it's going to force a couple of flashes as Airwax comes in. Parallel Convergence dodged away. Airwax will manage to pick up one and look for Gosu Pepper, but he's only going to be able to make a dent in his armor.
Young Buck can still have the utility from the Rumble ulti. Feast is in a good spot. He's a carry top laner there, and they're diving Gosu here.
They are diving Gosu. Unlimited. He throws down the Unbreakable Will, but I don't think he should have stayed that long. Gosu Pepper will get him with the help of a tower.
Your laner is suffering. Young Buck about to get dove.
Yeah, he throws down the Equalizer just to clear the wave, but he could still be in some trouble. Looks for Diamond Prox, who's tanking. Actually, it was Cabochard taking the tower aggro. In comes the flash, the barrel. Cabochard now, he gets turned back around. There's the big barrel to push him back, but now it's Cabochard who's in some danger as Airwalks has sensed a moment of weakness. Gragas trying to get hidden in the brush, but that won't be enough. He gets the body slam. He tries to find Young Buck, but he just doesn't have the damage, and at the end of the day,
that guy, but you can't expect Diamond Prox to solo a Rumble in time under a tower. Yeah, they're losing here.
He definitely can't 1v2, whatever you might say of him, as Young Buck will get the kill. So what started happens. Meanwhile, back to the top lane. Still the gold, or rather the, well, I'll talk about that in a minute, because Soren has taken a ride on the Emperor's Divide, and Betsy will find him isolated. In comes the kill. A Cathian surprise, however, Betsy is stunned up, and he's gonna go down. Airwax takes a bat to his head.
All in all, still work for the Wolves because they get kill plus assist. Gambit only gets a kill. 3 towers all of a sudden, and a dragon.
I do think get a bit of revenge. Cabochard dissuaded from walking into the brush with the parallel convergence. Finds Airwax, and in comes Unlimited as well, as he gets pinballed up, down, around, and in comes Freeze to try and pick up a kill for himself. Gotta be careful, Unlimited. He stays alive for now. Meanwhile, Soren back to defend the mid, but the soldiers are coming in hot, and so is Betsy, who does take a little more damage than he bargained for, but Soren is nearly dead too.
See these random bursts of action where some team teleports to the other side of the map, leaves their cross map exposed. Diamond here clearing a ward. Does he want to go for the combo?
Might regret this one, but Airwax is the one who gets pulled in. It's a 2v3 right now. The damage is flying. The convergence doesn't land. Diamond Prox targeting out Airwax as he jumps himself back to 4 seconds ago. Freeze providing some cover fire as Unlimited burns down. Forgiven will be able to snipe him down with a rocket.
Copenhagen. Dragon's top lane than we've seen before. He's drawing aggro, he's dictating place, teleporting in now.
Yes, he is. They might have cut off Young Buck. He's surrounded by foes with nowhere to go. Puts on the Flame Spitter, burns out, and burns down. Goodbye.
Yeah, and this is what I said before. Copenhagen Wolves have given up so many towers for free that it allows Gambit to open up the map, move around, and create picks. Yes, they have the Scuttle Crab vision, but it's not enough because they're 4 against 5. Now the Wolves are forced to face check into the Gambit lineup.
Yeah, Gosu Pepper's looking ready to intercept them there. Baron getting fired up pretty quickly, but Unlimited's coming in to try and make the play. In comes Airwax, and it looks like they might have been able to find some damage as he dashes back. Chrono Break for the escape. Young Buck is still down. Diamond Prox finally gets taken down. Forgiven, however, is going to be able to pick up Unlimited, and the Wolves are scattered to the winds as Cabochard blows up Freeze. Airwax and Soren on the run. Throwing down some cover fire, but I don't think they're going anywhere. Airwax with the parallel convergence, a last-ditch effort as he runs as fast as he can away from the members of Gambit, and he just might have done it.
Very ill-advised engage by the Wolves. They went in a little early. That Baron still wasn't anywhere near completion. Very aggressive combo by Unlimited, and then Airwax dashes in without using parallel conversion for any zone control at all. Very sloppy. They were pressed for time, and I think they reacted a little too hastily. Young Buck goes in again, face checks.
Oh no, we've seen this before. Young Buck is just blown up. Forgiven tag.
They went for the Baron, baited the Wolves in, punished them, and now got to repeat Baron. Baron for Gambit.
Yeah, they'll have some time to be able to use it as Betsy goes ahead and shuts down Airwax, pincering him.
But they're knocking on 2 doors at once right here. Forgiven peeking in. Buffing those Baron creeps. Soren's in the top lane, but bot lane is exposed.
It is exposed and the tower will drop. Let's see if Gambit can get anything else as they continue to poke away. Fancy footwork to dodge away from Freeze and Soren. Forgiven, a little close for comfort there, buddy. You got to get back to base after something like that. And now the chase is on Copenhagen Wolves. In comes Cabochard. He turns around, throws the barrel, a limited low. In comes the equalizer, but will it equalize this team fight? I don't think so. Azir, he's going to pop his ultimate down, and Airwax burning away, has to run out of his own base. Cabochard now chasing on the cow. Finally, they crack the inhibitor line, and Forgiven, he didn't back to base after all. He stayed, and he finished it off in the top. Siege just keeps on happening. Copenhagen Wolves not starving out just yet.
And it just makes me wonder, when is Copenhagen Wolves gonna go for this panic play? Eventually they'll have to make a move. When is that gonna be? Curling comes out. Valkyrie comes back. Pepper gets poked here.
Oh, Pepper gets poked very low, and he could be in danger of going down unlimited. Looks to dive on him, but Forgiven covers the line. Cabochard, meanwhile, is able to take down the bottom inhibitor again. This will prompt Gambit to open it up in the middle. While everyone was preoccupied, they are poking away to finish this one off. Unlimited and Freeze still trying to hold the line up top. Maybe they can find a pick on Pepper. They do. It's going to go over to
reactive
Freeze.
flash from Forgiven, though. He sees Unlimited flash in, dodges the head, but Airwax goes in.
Whoa!
Goes back in time. There's... You didn't know where he was 4 seconds ago. Right there.
There's a chrono break. And Cabochard belly slams, flashes, throws the barrel. We see more action in the last 5 seconds, their last 10 seconds than we have in the last 10 minutes as Diamond Frox looks to keep on pushing right now. Death timers as high as they are. Gosu, Pepper, and Soren both down, but Super Minions Cabo. Cabo is coming in, and Freeze might be going out. He's blown up, and now Cabochard turns his attention to Airwax as the rest of Gambit look to finally polish off this game.
Cabo smash. Freeze gets 1, 2, 3 shot right there. Betsy with the Emperor's Divide. Finally the ace for Gambit Gaming, and after 47 minutes, they start knocking on the Nexus.
No one there to stop them. The Nexus is going to be bare. There it is. It took them 47.5 minutes, but Gambit Gaming are finally on the board with a win in Week 3.
Their first victory in this split, but sloppy.
Very, very sloppy, and it took a long time to finish that one off. But they did have a plan, and they did execute it.
And you were right. You said a long game. 47-minute game, and neither team got to the third dragon. I don't think I've seen that happen many times.
It kind of got forgotten. It was all about the Baron and continuing to keep on pushing. Now, the Wolves, hard fought. They tried to dig deep, but in the end, they just were unable to do anything. And as you mentioned, they did seem very hesitant to fight it out. That's something you've got to question. Taking a look at that game in retrospect, going forward for your next games, and tomorrow and into next week.
And it's always very hard to be in that position once you're locked into your base, because you always ask yourself, what am I going to do right now? You know, what is the escape? You don't see an answer, and the reason is because you've already made the mistakes 2 minutes in the past. It's the signature reply to a 1-3-1. If you get locked into every lane, pushed in, pressured, and you don't have the composition to deal with that, then the mistake's already made. Then there is almost